Hey, Conway and Big Ghost really just saved the integrity of this channel. It wasn't too many albums to react to, and y'all think Conway and Ghost sound spooky? Imagine how spooky this channel would have got if I had to react to Drake or Logic this week. Let's get into it.
Dear Lord, I know you understand that niggas ain't perfect. We try to keep our heads up in bad times.
Use a nigga in a prayer is low-key wild.
This is a bad time.
It's a grimy prayer. God dang. The sample is crazy. Real spooky.
Yeah.
I like the texture of the keys in the background already too.
Talk to these niggas. Bitch on the internet trying to say her daughter was mine. That's like me going to a restaurant ordering swine. Violation. I was waiting for my turn to come, yeah, I was patient. That's when I just said fuck it and I decided to take it. A product of my environment, the bottom, the basement. Some conditions I grew up with was highly.
I like those last 4 bars. I like this whole rhyme scheme.
And I got a replacement. 100 on these pages. Most of these niggas just replicating the operation. So that means these new rappers merely just my creations. It's safe to say that I exceeded all my calculations.
He know.
So tell me congratulations, bitch.
Alright, that's a fiery opener. That beat was sick. I love pretty much everything about it. That sample itself seems like it was plucked straight out of a 90s horror movie. The sim sound like a siren. He had 3 different layers of keys. He had the stab. Then there was a layer that was just arpeggiating in the background that added a layer of texture to the beat. Yeah, the beat was sick. I think Conway started pretty slow. I didn't really care for those opening bars, but he got into a really dope rhyme scheme towards the middle of his verse, and he picked it up on that back half of his verse. So I'm rocking with that one. This is It's a Green Light.
Yeah. You know?
He 2 for 2 with these samples.
It's been in my bag, man.
Once again, the keys sound dope.
Look, rolling big backwoods, the dark stout. My niggas lurking broad day. Not only when it's dark out, still got the Iron
like
Man
that.
beam was sitting parked out front. My new crib look like I bought Tony Stark's house. Richard on wrist, but your mama live in the doghouse. I'm richer than niggas that hated on me in that park house. Yeah, my shooter caught another body.
Solid verse.
Shoot you in your face if you blink twice. Mental killer, know where to find me if you feel different. I sold crack in the 90s, I'm built different. Homie. Took over the game, that's a fulfilled mission. My bitch rockin' till Christian, Celine told Conceal Smith back.
Big Ghost Spazza, that beat was different. I mean, you got a really bold vocal sample that was dope. I thought they were going to drop it out during the verses because it's kind of a loud sample. Once again, he was playing with these arpeggiating pianos in the background, and I like how muddy they sound here. It just makes the beat feel grimier and gives it that minimalistic, lo-fi aesthetic. Conway's verse was solid. You know, this is kind of autopilot for him. He was playing with 2 syllables the whole second verse, 2 and 3 syllables the first verse. You know, he's still playing with the syllables a bit, but he normally raps at a little bit higher level. But the song overall was really enjoyable in large part due to that beat, and I like Conway's flow over it. Let's get into Brodie Broadus.
To purposely fuck you niggas up, man.
He got a formula, man. Big Ghost really got a formula. He's playing with the siren sounders again, and then he got the piano in the background. He in a really nice pocket right now.
Me and my bitch like Dennis Rodman and Carm Electra. Snort a big line right from off the dresser. I'm the main.
Alright, so I can see already we getting cokehead Conway. He in his Scarface bag. Let's see how it play out.
To the coach, I'm Lars Professor. The one that every major label wanna all get next to. And that's just from recording pressure. All it cost was effort. Bars so electric, shit might can charge a Tesla.
Those opening bars by far was the best rhyme scheme he's had on this album so far, 3 songs in.
Nobody never gave me nothing. I was down and out. Nobody tried to save me from it. Now they got their hands out once I made this money. Keep on me. I can't let you.
Well, I like the little modulation. I wouldn't necessarily call it a full modulation, but it sounds like he uses a different part of this sample.
Young boy popping 30s like they Advils. Nigga died from heart attack. He took a bad pill.
Should have popped an ad
He
here.
was on his last drill. Home invasion gone wrong. He got his ass killed. These rap niggas quick to sign a bad deal. Spin up that advance on jewels. You all bag still.
That's
You all
facts.
bag still. Little nigga broke. He blew his last meal.
Hey, that boy Ghost spazzing out. He used a really eclectic sample on this one. I think it's from a video game. I can't place which one, but I rock with the sample, especially when he used a different part of the sample on the chorus of the song. I think lyrically this is Conway's best song. On that first verse, he flexed a dope 4-syllable the whole verse, and I thought that was dope. The second verse didn't have as much intricate rhyme patterns, but I think he kind of made up for it with the content that he was rapping about. You know, nothing mind-blowing, but I think this is the most depth we got on the album so far from Conway. I will say the first 3 songs all had choruses. I ain't really rocking with them that much, but worst case scenario, you know, you just zone out, enjoy the beat. You ain't gotta listen to the lyrics. Alright, this is In My Soul with Jay Skis.
Yeah, check. I'm him now and niggas aware of it. I'm from the bottom, mom's house is the last.
Yo, this nigga gotta relax. This nigga gotta relax. He really don't have to do all that. Bro, this nigga's so different. Surprisingly, these are the first drums on the album too.
Poverty and carelessness, they put the lowest class next to the projects. I always felt that shit was an experiment. Gotta watch yourself at bus stops, ain't no walking through it safely. I see niggas run all kind of game, they even consoles, so it's impossible to play me. Shit and ladies, they be 5 for 2.
Ooh, that's a bar. They even consoles, so it's impossible to play me. Come on, Jay.
Like barber shit, I keep my guard up. In drive-bys, a thing of the past now. They doing walk-ups. It's cold in Buffalo and Mossberg and hot inside a park. A homie called them back and while they parked up. And then they got their ass sparked up. Look,
These big ghost beats and I dance on them with skis. And I manslaughter MCs, I'm advanced sorta. Sold coke to the gram snorters, my man caught up. He was a transporter of keys. Now we in affairs until his granddaughter a teen. My hand all on my swam even. When I'm putting my pants on, shit is mean on these damn.
On top of the rhyme scheme at the end of each bar, he's playing with a man trans gland alliteration in the middle of the bars too.
And I know these niggas hate to see all these damn pointers that dance all on my sleeve. But if niggas glance on us, we blame on them. Empty the can on them and breeze.
Dawg. Yeah, that's my favorite song on the album so far. Easily. Jay Skis lost his mind. I think that was probably better than any of his verses on his project that dropped, what was that, a month and a half ago with Big Ghost. The nigga blacked. I like that console line. I like his rhyme schemes throughout the entire verse. I like his flows. Conway, same thing. He had a really intricate rhyme scheme. Normally Conway, when he's at his best, he'll just play with like the last 4 syllables of each bar, or he'll have an end rhyme and then play with the last 4 syllables. But he had a lot of variation in his rhyme schemes here, playing with that am sound and then the E sound, and it came out really good. Bro, Big Ghost though. Somebody gotta tell me who this nigga is so I can shake his hand. This nigga's different. The drums sounded great, and like I said, it's the first time drums have been on this album. I would think he's playing with 2 different samples because he had these really spacey synths in the background on one hand, and then these really eerie both strings and keys. Yeah, just my favorite song on the album so far. This is Y.B.C.M.
Used to put the cocaine in the blender, now I pen the illest literature niggas can remember. And the niggas
yo, he's picking it up with the rapping.
I got shot and I got injured, but a nigga still selling out shows in Denver. Gotta control my temper, I don't want no new friends. I can't let these niggas in cause they'll cross you like Kimber. The homie a bitch, nigga, what you following him for? Your OG is low-key a registered sex offender.
Hey, Big Ghost be getting his money's worth, man. You gotta pay royalties for all these samples. So he like, yo, I'm finna use every part of this sample. I like on a couple of these songs, he starts with one part of the sample and then he'll introduce another part of the same sample. It adds to the sound of the album too, on top of probably getting his money's worth, because it makes the beat more dynamic.
That's me. You know the name of the game, your bitch chose me. You know the name of the game, my nigga. Got the industry in a yoke. The machine, they remember me from dope. Sold 20s, kept the semi in a coat. Had some friends turn to enemies. Misery, love, company, they miserable, they broke. The shotty close, do not approach. The lobster tail was but a post. Private jet, I'm not a coach.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. These beats so crazy. They could have got anybody to rap over these. It would sound good. Shoot, Drake or Logic could have rapped over these beats. It sounded fine. But I will say Conway's definitely stepping it up lyrically. I think he had a slow start with those first 2 tracks, but these last 2 have been different rap-wise. I do think the one thing that is lacking is Conway normally either one gets a little bit more descriptive and grittier, or two, he'll have these standout punchlines, and I haven't heard any from him on this album so far. And then two, I'm still not a fan of these choruses. He could have just did the scratching instead of the chorus, and I think it would have went over a little bit better. But the intricacies in his rhyme patterns, he played with mostly a 3-syllable, and then he's stepping it up because he's playing with the first syllable of the 3-syllable rhyme pattern in the middle of the bar. That song's tough. This is Why You Ain't Move On Me. That's a grimy name for a song.
From the city, niggas usually get wet for nothing. Keep the effing tucked and you can bet I'ma up it. Can make these niggas disappear, cost me next to nothing. So you know if I press the button, you can expect the blood.
Good 4-syllable.
To the day, she left with extra luggage. I FaceTime the dread, said you got extras coming. Bought the bitch the Prezi just to bust it. And lately I just been crushing on Vanessa Hudgens.
I was listening to 50 Round Drum the other day, and my girl was like, who is Vanessa that he keeps rapping about?
They got switches and shit with no safety, and they gon' kill a nigga for me if shit getting hasty. I promise. Coming up, some of them old niggas didn't embrace me. Now they asking for a feature, but the price too high for them niggas to pay me.
Those last few bars was a loose 5-syllable rhyme scheme. If somebody raps 5 syllables together, I'm probably going to compliment it because that's impressive.
Just when you thought I was done. Just when you thought I was done.
On top of these beats just sounding good on their own, Big Ghost is doing a great job of making them sound cohesive. They all have this extremely grimy aesthetic that matches this grimy cover of the album. I'll say the only thing is I think that Conway has another switch that he can flip. These verses are good, but if he turns this up a little bit, this album can get really insane. This is Sunday Sermon with Jay Skis again.
I told these niggas that I'm extra rare. Jordan 7 hands, God level.
So much texture. Once again, the effects on the samples giving it this siren sound. I think this is a horn here, and then that vocal sample that's in the background layered under the horn. This nigga know what he doing.
Told these niggas that I'm extra rare. Jordan 7 hands, God level shit. This
Hey, the Hair Jordan, that's one of the best Jordan colorways.
is sending voltage storm like electric chair.
Legends swear on stack of Bibles, I'm a fresh breath of air. Machine apply the most pressure here. Wrist dancing like Fred Astaire. Walk down on
Tough.
niggas like a set of stairs.
That's light.
Clip full of bone crushers, nigga win.
Used to ride the roof, they wouldn't pass inspection. On the boom, my players and change the pass protection.
Extensive gat collection since the adolescence. Niggas mad depressed, I'm rich and
Bro, somebody find this nigga Big Ghost. Because not only do I need to shake his hand, but I need this nigga drug tested as well. This is the work of PEDs.
ask the question. Listen, class in session.
Modulation
Had this
is so
vision, had to
different.
sit for crack possession. Yeah. Fast forward, I'm the sickest rapper present. Shane, bitch, I am not from planet Earth. I need my top examined. Lots of damage.
Understand is that they couldn't see me. I am not in vantage. Rappers fake as double D's that got implanted.
Nah, that song is crazy. I love the chemistry between Skis and Conway. It's like reminiscent of some Hall and Nash, but they were really playing into each other's rhyme schemes. They did have a couple bars in there where I was like, why? Faking some double D's. Come on. They'll walk them down like a flight of stairs. Let's do a little bit better than that. But the beat was so insane. The chemistry was so insane. I think that definitely made up for it. The song's tough. All right, this is Scared to Death with Method Man.
Machine, the one and only. Plain Jane Protect, I ain't wear the rollie. Nigga, my tux is custom Brioni. You know me. See my success killing these niggas slowly. Go fuck around, turn me back to the old me. It's lonely at the top, nigga.
I like
I'm the
this
top
flow.
Nigga, headliner, I'm the top biller. Stop playing with my top, nigga. This is classic material. Shout my nigga Carlos. I'm in the lab making fire like lighter fluid and charcoal. Ice on my neck, even in the dark. That shit really spark.
That's light.
Diddy pool party.
Okay.
When he hard,
He played into it the next line.
How hard the bars go. They saying shit like AC, you are a legend, but not the condo. These bum ass rap niggas can't.
All right, for the sake of fairness, I'm calling it out. The AC bar, no, we're not letting that slide. Come on, I wanted more punches, but this is not what I wanted. Didn't want to do it, but I had to. I got to be authentic. Look, Big Ghost's last album was called Authenticity Check, and this is me being authentic. No,
Got that bitch, fuck a good headed pussy and pay the rent. And that bitch been texting me what's up, stranger, ever since.
They sleeping on them, heard them snoring, but the pen maturing. Before I die, I'ma find a word that can rhyme with orange. I've been scoring back when your favorites was bench warming. Since Jordan, I'm a total package, I'm important. We talking,
Why?
a straight stunner, let's get it straight in them straight numbers. Straight gutter, flow is tsunami, put on your wave runners. Game flooded with lame buzzers that can't cut it like they nice butted. Don't play with life on a tight budget.
Alright, hey look, it's a thin line between light and fire. And Method Man was doing the spin-a-rooney on it. I don't know why I'm turning to Black Simon Cowell. Is that nigga name? But here's my thoughts for Meth's verse. He would say a light line like, not gonna cut it like a butter knife. But then the next line would play into that bar, and so it had a lot of continuity between each line. It was a dope progression when it comes to like this stream of consciousness style of rapping. It also had good flow and rhyme scheme to it. Conway's verse was decent. It had a good flow. Big Ghost is outshining everybody on this album though. It ain't no real way around it. It is what it is. This is Big Drum with all the niggas who I know are in drum work. Plus all the niggas I'm assuming are in drum work. Ooh. The guitar is sick. Whenever I hear a blaring guitar like that, I automatically think Omar's coming. Or, man, what's the name of the first song on Reject 2? But y'all know what song I'm talking about.
Give me your beat the body, I bet I demolish crates. I've been ill since Biggie stopped wearing condoms with fakes. It's not a problem to a doctor, watch I operate. So say the wrong thing, I bet I get you shot today.
I don't know who that is, but his content was solid, but the rapping a little bit too elementary for me. Maybe this is a drum work open tryouts.
I get the venting and bring in heat, shit's like an HVAC unit. Your shit is garbage, how you slang that sewage? These rappers wash just like a Maytag unit. I hit the top and I had to take that viewing. Just like a mandatory.
That's a solid
You see
scheme.
my diction is non-fiction. Believe I always had my story straight. Attracted in charge of crystal like it's soul and amethyst. My flow is vantageless. These niggas know I hold advantages. So
That's a sick verse from start to finish. The rhyme schemes were there. The punching was there. He had a pretty good washer and dryer scheme at the beginning of his verse. Skeez has been the best rapper on this album so far. I mean, not saying he's better than Conway in general, but on this album, he's been the best.
yeah, I rule myself out of these slums cause we knew I'd be the one.
Some days I feel like Big, I be ready to.
Hey, yo, no, he's not doing this. He's not doing this.
Think about my dead homies, I be ready to slide. Strictly for my niggas, do it on some pop shit.
Bro, the beat change. This is not human.
I'ma get rich or die trying. I think that I'm 50. Writing bulletproof cause many men, they wanna get me. I could take.
I understand that was a 50-cent flip. It just wasn't good.
But it's fuck niggas that's so bitter they wanna see me fail. When they say don't go that low, I say, well, they sent me to hell. I got me, don't let them tell you God is love, then I salute me. Might sneak up on niggas, I'm like a roofie.
The verse was okay from Love. She's a better rapper than that. That God is Love line is pretty clever. But yeah, she's a better rapper with that, technically speaking.
They try to bury me and watch I resurface. I know I sing perfect every verse like I rewrote it. Nigga, we drinking and we smoking the weed like my raps got lace. No cap, I'm great.
I'm from the east side of Buffalo. Over here ain't no beaches. Over here ain't no peace. Just little niggas airing their pieces. Gotta keep your pistol with you everywhere and don't leave it. Squeeze it, every situation. Gotta carefully.
Yo, what is Big Ghost on?
It's the drum work boss, the hefe. I put this 9 on your tongue like the Olympic Jordan Sietes. It ain't no rapper alive.
Those are tough,
Fuck with
too.
me on this best day. This shit is chest play. After my next tape, that
My thoughts on this track gonna be real bipolar. Skeez, Big Ghost, niggas did their thing. Skeez woke up, decided to rap out of his mind. His verse was almost flawless. Best verse on the song by far. Big Ghost, look, enough's enough. He had 2 beat changes on him. The first to the second beat was crazy. Wasn't expecting that. The second to the third beat was almost like a modulation. I think that was another case where he was using the same sample for both of those beats. Conway's verse was like water in the desert. Like, it was a little talent dry after Skeez's verse. Love's verse wasn't that bad, but I think that was Shots and SK. I'm not really familiar with them. They verses got a little into a nigga handed you a CD type territory skill level. It wasn't that bad. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Look, the song had its highs and its lows. All I'm saying, if the finals got instrumentals on them, they finna sell. Let's get into this last track, Dog Food.
Yeah, you got that cane, you know what I'm saying? Boom, you sniff it. Boom, yeah, you gotta pick me up. You know what I'm saying? Boom, you party, get your girl's pussy wet. Boom, you go to your dope. You know what I'm saying? You got your reefer. You know what I mean? Get you high.
Hey, talk that damn program-ish.
There was no drugs for y'all fiends. Drugs was hard to come by. The product was not out there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all was getting that double teaspoon shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was getting bumped. Y'all was getting drywall. Y'all niggas was getting motherfucking creatine and shit. Mad baking soda. But it's okay.
I ain't gonna lie though, a fiend on creatine, them niggas probably could have been UFC champions. They would be in a low weight class too.
Boom, vinyl drops like the dope spot. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And shout out to Ted, 'cause you know my boy gonna have the link for that vinyl too.
Wrapped around the corner, my nigga.
Yo, we found the starter album. Nah, that skit's hilarious. Overall, I'll say this was a really fun listen. I definitely don't think it was without flaws, but there was some clear bright spots. One, the production. Every single track on this thing was sick. Big Ghost sample usage, his modulations, how dynamic and textured each beat was. That last song was crazy with the 3 different beat switches. The beats were really grimy. I mean, we got the complete package from Big Ghost. Now, the elephant in the room is some of the rap performances. Now, Conway was definitely solid. Don't get me wrong. He was definitely solid. But I think if he rapped up to the level that he's been rapping on his last few albums, if he was rapping on the level of either one of those first 2 projects with Big Ghost or his God Don't Make Mistakes level of rapping, I think this album would have been really special. You know, it had the production to be one of Conway's best albums. But I think he somewhat phoned it in. He's such a good rapper that even when he's on autopilot, the verses are still good. And it made for this album to be really enjoyable. It's not a No One Mourns the Wicked or If It Bleeds It Can't Be Killed. But this is still a dope listen.